Hello everyone, welcome back again to Selenium WebDriver version 4 with Java session 25. In today's session, you will learn how to find broken links from a page using Selenium and Java. So most of the time, you will be automating different website and there will be lot of links. But sometimes whenever there are lot of links, few links may not be workable condition. So as a tester, whether you are doing functional testing or automation testing, always you need to find out whether all links are properly working, all links are clickable. In case you are clicking the link, it is like giving the proper response, or it is like navigating to a new website properly. But in case it is not working, the website will be very problematic and it will create a lot of impact for the end user. So every link on a website must be tested to ensure that it is functioning as expected. However, given that most websites have hundred, sometimes thousand of links required to make them work, manual testing of each link would require excessive amount of time, effort and resources. Moreover, with automated Selenium testing being an action, it would be completely unnecessary. A link is an HTML object which enables user to migrate from one page to another whenever they click on that particular link. It is a way to navigate between different web pages on the internet. A broken link, also sometimes called as dead link, is one that does not work. It does not redirect to the web page it is meant to. This usually occurs because the website or the particular web page is down or does not exist at all. When someone clicks on a broken link, an error message will be displayed. And whenever there's a broken link is there and like that particular application, lot of users are using it, and in case sometimes this kind of happen, it will creating very negative impact on the user and it might hamper the business for the particular company whoever developed that website. So broken links can damage user experience, reduce SEO performance, and signal poor website maintenance. Identifying and fixing them is a key part of quality assurance. Hence, broken links are bad in terms of business function because they cause business to lose client and customer. And due to the existence of broken links, website reputation may be damaged and there will be a negative impact on business. So how we can handle the broken link? So most of the time whenever you are entering hitting right on a particular URL or clicking on a particular link, it used to open the link successfully. In the back end, right, whenever it is hitting that particular API, it will be giving the success 200 success message. But in case link is not reachable, like bad request, some other thing is not available, so this kind of stuff in the API will be giving you the 400 or 500 message code. So broken links may exist due to some kind of server error, which in turn causes the corresponding page to malfunction and not be displayed. A valid URL will have 2x6 HTTP status code like 200 like that. Broken links, which are essentially invalid HTTP requests, have 4x6 and 5x status code. The 4x's means starting with 4, it will be 400, 403, 408 like that. 4x's status code refers to a client server error, while the 5x's status code usually point to a server response error. So what are the key HTTP status code you can understand while dealing with the broken links of a page? Like 400, it can be due to bad request, bad host, bad request bad URL, bad request empty URL, or bad request timeout, or bad request reset. So sometimes server unable to process the request as URL is incorrect, or sometimes server is unable to process request as host name is invalid, or server cannot process request as the URL is of an incorrect format, missing character like brackets, slashes, etc. Sometimes response returned by the server is empty with no content and no response code. Like sometimes it can be HTTP request have timeout. Sometimes server is unavailable to process the request as it is busy processing other request, or has been misconfigured by site owner. So for those kind of stuff, like these are the different status code. 400 will be coming, but response will be different, like bad request, bad host, bad request, bad URL, bad request empty, bad request timeout, bad request reset. And 400 status code will be specially for the page not found. Whenever page is not available on the server, this will be displayed. 403 is forbidden. Whenever server refuses to fulfill the request as authorization required, it will be giving 403. And whenever page is gone, the code is more permanent than 404, it will be displayed 410 status code. Server has timeout waiting for the request, it will be giving you the request timeout or 408 status code. And server is temporarily overloaded and cannot process the request, it will be giving you the 503 or server's unavailable status code whenever you are hitting it. Okay, what is the way we can handle the broken link in a particular web page? So there are a couple of stuff. So anyway, whenever there's a link, right, we can identify all the link with the help of the anchor tag. So first thing that we need to navigate to the web page and find all anchor tags on the page using driver.findElement by.tag name anchor tag, which will return you the list of web element. Then you will iterate through the list of web element. For each element, you need to get the href attribute using findElements.get attribute, and href attribute to pass the argument, which will return the URL of the link. We need to filter out any null or empty href values is there or not, and potentially filter out non-HTTPS or HTTPS link. Okay, in case HTTP there is a link available that is not working, that means it's a broken link. After that, for each extracted URL, we need to establish an HTTP connections using Java's HTTP URL connection class. First, we need to open a connections to the URL. Okay, URL equal to new URL. We need to pass that link URL, whatever we already get it. After that, we need to create an object or instance again for the HTTP URL connection class. After that, once it is created, we need to call the connect method. After that, we need to retrieve the response code and to store in some integer format. After that, based on the response code, whatever coming, in case it is a 200 like 2xx range, it will be definitely successful. But in case of broken means it is coming as 4xx or 5xx range, it will be broken. So we can print out them and we can wrap up. And definitely whenever we are printing out, we need to surround with try catch block, okay, to handle malformed URL exception, IO exception, or other network related error that might occur during the process. Let's see one of the example of the web page where there might be some broken links is there. So this is the website. Okay, so let's click couple of stuff link here. Whatever link is there, you can find out the anchor tag. You could see this is the link where href is coming. This, if you click here, it is not a valid link, right? You could see the site cannot be reached. All this stuff will be coming whenever there is a 400, 500, right? If you go here, this is the test created there for the testing purposes, because sometimes this can be blank or this is not properly. That is the reason page is not loaded. So this kind of stuff you could see server error is coming, error 403. Okay, so whenever there is all the link available, you need to go through all the link one by one. Okay, you can find out here whatever link is available. You could see this is the href link, right? If you click here, it will definitely give you success because that is the valid one, right? Okay, similarly, you can go through all the link one by one. You can find out what is valid or invalid. In case there is 1000, 2000, 5000 link is there in a particular strategy, is it possible to manually do it? If manually also you can miss something. But if you are doing automatically, maybe within a couple of minutes, we can get the result and we can find out whether the link is valid and whether the link is broken. And there will be not a single miss also. So that is the reason Selenium automation is very much useful to find out any to validate all the link and to find out any of the link is having broken link wherever response code API response code is coming as 400 or 4 or 500 range, like 4x's or 5x's range. Okay, so what we can do, I already created a new class called find broken links, created the object or instance for the WebDriver interface and Chrome driver class, trying to maximize in trying to load the URL. Okay, after that what I will do, I will get all the links on the page. What is the way I can give? Got it, driver dot find elements, because we need to get a list of web element. Return type will be list of web element. Here I can use by dot tag name anchor tag, starting with all the links should be starting with anchor tag only. So I can store in a list of web element. and I need to give a variable name. So I can give the variable name called links. Okay. Now we could see error message is coming, so we need to import that list interface from the Java util package. Web element also need to import it. Okay, once it is done, we can print the total number of link. Found in the web page. How we can do? We can use SOISO method. We can give something total link size in the page, and I can concatenate with that variable dot size method, right? You can call it is coming from the list, return type is integer, so it will give you the integer. Now let's try to run it first. Let's see how many link is available. Whether it's a broken link or valid link, we do not care for now. We want to see how many link is available, so it will be giving you the result. Total number of link is 14. Okay, it is coming as 14. That's fine. The output. Now what we need to do? We already identified the number of links. Okay, next step. What do we need to do? Once we identified the number of links, then we need to get the current URL. We need to store it somewhere. Okay, get the base URL to handle relative URL. Okay, what we can do it, driver dot get current URL, right? Get current URL return type is string, so I can store in some string base URL, something that variable I can give it. Now it is created. Now what we can do, we can iterate through the link, right? Using loop. Iterate through the list of web elements. So we'll iterate through each link. We'll be using a for loop for integer I equal to 0, I less than, it will go till this one link size, right? Starting with 0, it will go less than. In case size equal to 10, it is go till 9 because it is starting with 0, I plus plus. Now what we can do, whenever we are iterating, we want to get that each link, right? Get each link element. How we can do? We can get the links variable dot get of I for every I. Okay, it will be zero. Return type is web element only, so you can store in some web element. Say element. Okay. After that, we need to get that URL. Okay, so we can call that for every element we can get the URL. Sorry, we can get that attribute, like which is the href attribute. What is the href attribute? I can get it. So get attribute, and you could see it is coming as string again. Href for every link I want to get that href. Okay, so because that is the differentiator, right? Href for every link there will be href, and that part we want to validate. Okay, and we can store in some string, say string URL. Okay, that is done. Then I need to check if in case the URL is empty or null. I want to simply check them, skip them. Okay, so here what we can do is in the for loop I want to skip in case URL is empty or null, because there is no point, because in case empty or null it will be only right invalid anyway. So what we can do, we can if you that whatever URL is coming from that href, right? It might be blank or it might be empty. URL equal to null, or or URL is empty, dot is empty. Then what we can do, we can just simply print out something in the console. Here it will be null, null. You can print out some of the console that, like, skipping empty or null. Skipping empty or skipping empty or null link. So this part I need to keep it here. Okay. After that, I just want to continue, because you are only skipping and just continuing. Okay. Then we need to handle the relative URL by resolving them to absolute URL. So what we need to do here, we need to handle relative URLs by resolving them to absolute URLs. What is the way we can do here? We can check if URL dot starts with, okay, if URL start with HTTP or http// and not HTTPS, then I can add that base URL plus URL. Okay, start with HTTP. Here I can give something HTTP, because that is the stuff. We can do it : // okay, this one, but not with HTTPS. And ampersand, both the condition it should match. And ampersand, no need to give the bracket here, and not equal to URL dot starts with. Okay, here I need to give the bracket, end with that colon. Okay, and ampersand URL dot starts with. Okay, starts with, not start with actually, HTTPS : then what I want to do, okay, here I need to give one more bracket, sorry, my bad. This n into the bracket. Okay, what will be doing, I'll be creating a new URL equal to base URL, whatever we have created here, this base URL plus URL. Okay, so what we are doing, we are just resolve relative URL to absolute. URL. Okay, that part is done. Okay, now what we need to do, okay, this part is done. Now what we will do, we will try to follow this step. We'll create the object code instance for the URL class. Okay, URL, okay, give any variable name, because URL already there, so link, say give the variable name equal to new URL, and where I can pass the URL, relative URL, actually whatever you, absolute URL, whatever you created, absolute. Okay, we need to import that URL from the java.net, always be remember. After that we need to use that create an object for URL HTTP connection, right? So we can give something called HTTP URL connection. Just press something like and press Control Spacebar. You could see it is coming. URL HTTP only, not HTTPS. Please be remember HTTP URL connections. We can create a variable called HTTP connect equal to this part. You need to give it here, this bracket, and after that you can give the new variable link dot open connections. That is the method you can call. Okay, you could see return type is URL connections only. Okay, and it is coming from the URL. Okay, now we need, that is fine, perfectly done. After that, with this help of this variable, I need to call the connect method dot connect. Okay, it is coming from the URL connections. Now I need to get the response code. Okay, this is the part already mentioned. We are calling that open connections. After that, after that we are calling the connect method. After that, you want to retrieve that response code. We need to use that object, whatever you created. I need to call that get response code method. Okay, so here I need to get the response code. Okay, what I'll be doing, I'll be calling that object, and I'll call the method called get response code. Okay, get response. You could see it is coming from the HTTP URL connection class. A return type is integer. Okay, so I can store in some integer, say response code variable. Okay, then what I can do now, I can check whether the link is valid or broken, right? Check link is valid or broken based on response code. What I can do, if your response code whatever is coming, getter equal to 400, because means 400 500 is broken, right? So what I can do, I can use something called SOISO. Okay, broken link, and after that I can just concatenate with the URL variable, and I can again give the concatenation sign, and I can give something response code. Again I can give a space here, colon and space, and then I can again concatenate with this variable, so it will print it like that. Okay, else in case it is a 200 or other thing, not for greater than 400, so it will be printing me that valid link, same way. Otherwise rest of the stuff is still same, valid link. Okay, then I think that is fine. And here this part we can surround with some try catch block, always better, right? This part we can surround with some try catch block. Okay, with the try catch block you can give some exceptions or a malformed exception, right? Whatever is given. Okay, malformed URL exception also you can surround this one. Okay, you can go with try. Okay, sorry, this one, try, and we can end here. Okay, we can try and end here. After that we can use catch. We can give IO exception or any other exception. IO exception, we can get the exception E, and we can just simply print out called same way. here I can give something called error with link, and URL here I can give that exception, and here instead of response code I can give e dot get message. That is the way I can call it. And now I need to import. Yeah, I think it's also loaded. That's fine. This is the line of code into write. Now let's see, run it. Let's see what's happening here now. After that we'll explain it what we did written. It is opening the page. It will reiterate all the links one by one. In case any link is valid, it will be giving you the valid link or error with link, right, with the exceptions. All these things is coming. Okay, you could see. So total 40 link was there, out of which like couple of link is valid. So it is giving that valid link, and the response code also coming like 200, whatever valid link. Whatever in error link, right? Broke error link. You could see wherever error is there, it is giving with error will link, then URL and exception is coming, and what is the exact exception? Remote host terminated the handshake, right? Or other exceptions is coming. All the exception it is giving properly. Okay, so that is the way you can validate all this stuff. So whatever we have written so far, okay, so we have followed this step only. First, we are launching that website, loading the website after creating the object, for instance, for the WebDriver interface. After that, we are trying to get all the links from this page with the help of this find element method and tag name with the anchor tag. We are storing in the list of web element. We are printing the total number of sites, how many link is available in the web page. After that, we are getting that current URL. Whatever loaded, we are getting that current URL. Okay, so we are getting that base URL of the web page to handle the relative URL. After that, once we get that base URL, we are trying to iterate each link with the help of that for loop. So starting with I equal to 0, it will go going till size -1 I plus plus. We are getting the every link in that loop using that links variable and for get of I, right? And after that, here, because we know that in the link we want to add, first check that attribute, href attribute, and if href attribute is having some invalid or empty, that part we can check it easily. So we are using that element for whatever element we stored, get attribute href, we are storing in some URL. Now we are checking whether in case URL is null or empty, we are simply skipping them and we are continuing, because there is no point of validating, because null and empty means definitely we cannot click do any operation, right? After that, we are once we null or empty part we are skipping it, we are handling the relative URL by resolving them to absolute URL. Okay, we are checking that if URL start with HTTP, URL start with HTTP, here it should be. Okay, if URL start with HTTP colon slash slash ampersand URL not start with HTTPS, then those URL will be just adding it to the base URL. Then we are resolving the relative URL to the absolute URL. So this is the part we are doing it. After that, we can use a try catch block, right? Because first we are creating the object to check the link, right? We are creating the URL object to check link. Okay, then with this help of this URL object, what we are doing, we are trying to create an object or instance for the HTTP URL connections. Okay, then we are calling that connect method. After that, we are trying to get the response code with calling that get response code method. So it will be giving you the integer response code like 200, 300, 400, 500 range, right? And after that, in checking, we are in case the links are valid or not. In case response code getter equal to 400, so definitely I want to print out as a broken link with the response code. Else normal valid link, or I am handling with the IO exceptions, or you can use that other exception also, right? Malformed URL exceptions. anything required with printing URL with exceptions, a link, and this exception is coming. Now let's one more time, let's see what's happening there. So it will try to print out whatever invalid link is there with error, and whatever valid link is there, it is coming that response code, and wherever this is there, it is coming like that. Okay, exception is being triggered. Okay, you could see error with link is coming, and the message is coming. What is the message properly with the link? Okay, so that is the way. This is the 14 link available: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Okay, so this 14 link is printed out. Now say I want to check with some valid link, which is everything is perfect, right? Let's check it. So where I can go with some other link called driver, and definitely everything should be valid, right? Driver.get. Okay, let's see, because this is the Google link. If you open, all the links will be clickable. That is the reason Google is working. Okay, there should not be any kind of broken link or bang link or like empty link. All the links should be valid properly. Okay, if you see how many link available, total 25 link available, all the link you could see all are coming as valid link only with 200 response code. So that is the way. In case some of the right website is having any of the broken link, like empty link, you can get the details here. But in case nothing is empty, we will give you the always the 200 response code. Okay, in case something is empty also or blank, it will also skipping them, and you can get that output like skipping empty or null link. So that is the way. In case 1000, like 5000, even 10,000 link is available particular website for all the pages, you can easily check it with very minimal time. You will write the code only one time, and you can just check it, and you definitely there is no issue that you can forget something, and it will be definitely saving a lot of time, because manual is a boring job to find out, to go through all the link one by one, and you might forget something. But here there is no chance of kind of skipping anything. It will validate each and every minute link, whatever, starting with the anchor tag, and in case whatever is valid or invalid, it will give you the result. In case it is coming as 200 response code, it will be valid link. In case otherwise it more than 400, it will be giving for that way. Okay, so that is the way you can try to deal with the broken link, and definitely identify it, how many total link is available, out of which how many broken link, how many valid link also available, you can get to know. Okay, that's all. Thank you.